Hafide dan Tiro, on behalf of Tåno, Tåsi, dan Todu, and the conference organizing committee, I'd like to welcome you all to the 7th Mariana Island Conservation Conference. My name is Anne-Marie Gowell. I'm your MC today, and I'm a founding board member for TTT, as well as an organizer for this conference since our first one in Guam at GCC in 2017. And I'd like to acknowledge all of you for being here today. We really appreciate your presence, including our online guests. And I'd like to acknowledge all of our honored guests today, including Lieutenant Governor Joshua Tenorio. So I'm going to tell you just a little bit about our organization. Our organization hosts this conference, and the conference itself played a key role in us banding together to establish TTT. Our first conference was in 2017, and we became established as a nonprofit in January of 2022. We got a few grants and started hiring staff in 2023. Our first project is through the Readiness and Environmental Protection Integration, or REPI program. And since we've also had an OIA TAP grant for last year's, as well as for this year's conference, we're committed to keeping this conference free and open to the public. So we've thus far brought in over $1 million in grants, including for forest restoration, for curricula development and education, of course, also including to run this conference. We have an 8-member board who currently live around the world, but we are majority Chamorro and who all have a deep connection to the Mariana Islands. We saw a need to unite across these islands to enact our vision and our mission, which is to restore and preserve the land and sea for the people of the Mariana Islands. And we are so lucky to have a small group of dedicated staff, CJ, Ian, Tihu, Jem, Aaron, and Jimmy, who run our various projects and who have helped organize and will be continuing this week helping to run the conference. Our official media partner for this week's conference is Mariana's Press, recently founded by Luta or Rota journalist Tomas Mangonia. Tomas is a son of Luta and a graduate of Berkeley and Stanford, and is currently an Obama leader for the Asia-Pacific region. So keep an eye out for him and the environmental journalism program participants, Amanda, Eliseo, and Eloise, as they capture this week's events and report daily on marianaspress.com and on their Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Their coverage of this conference is actually a part of an environmental communication workshop that Tomas is conducting, also with funding from OIA. And they'll be planning to interact with you, and they might come up to you and interview you throughout the week. So with that, I'd like to introduce one of our TTT staff, biological technician and our community engagement specialist, Tihu Lujan.
Hafide and good morning. We are at a pivotal moment in our island's history. As climate change intensifies, our responsibility to protect the native environments and natural resources of the Mariana Islands has never been greater. Rising sea levels, extreme weather, and environmental degradation threaten our way of life. But through strong leadership and decisive action, we can build a more sustainable and resilient future. Our next speaker, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, has been at the forefront of this effort. As co-chair of the Guam Green Growth G3 initiative, he led Guam's push toward renewable energy, waste reduction, and economic diversification. He secured critical federal funding to protect coral reefs, combat invasive species, and strengthen coastal resilience. Under his leadership, the Port Authority's sustainability plan is advancing zero-emission initiatives and responsible waste management. And as chair of the Island-wide Beautification Task Force, he has prioritized village restoration, environmental stewardship, and the fight against illegal dumping. Beyond immediate action, Lieutenant Governor Tenorio is ensuring long-term sustainability through the Guam 2050 Sustainability Plan, which lays the groundwork for responsible development and climate adaptation. His leadership has been nationally recognized, earning him the 2021 NLGA Energy and Environmental Stewardship Award for his commitment to sustainability and climate resilience. Though the conservation challenges ahead are great, with dedicated leadership, we can overcome them. It is my honor to introduce him, a leader who is not only shaping policy, but securing Guam's future. Please join me in welcoming him, the Honorable Josh F. Tenorio, Lieutenant Governor of Guam.
Wow, thanks, Tihu. Just so you know, Tihu quit my office last year, but obviously he went on to better things. So congratulations, actually, Tihu. You know, there is a sort of, for many people that are professionals that get into government or journalism, there is sometimes a pendulum between, you know, your work in government or in leadership and going into your work in the community and in nonprofit work. And right now, I would say that a lot of the innovation has come out from the nonprofit work and advocacy. And so I just want to thank the organizers for coming, for inviting me to come. And you know, Emery, every time I see you, I get so touched because, as you know, your dad Mike is a colleague of mine, and even more so your mom Isabel, who I worked with, 25 years ago. So having seen you take your place as a leader, alongside folks that have been really touching on that passion, connecting to their personal advancement and coming back is amazing. And so Jimmy, I don't know where Jimmy is. He might be out there organizing, but Jimmy Camacho is another person that has come back to the island, was able to upskill himself, and then really create some spaces that I feel are the future and the safeguard of our island. This is, and Adrian, Jimmy did a great job, by the way, even though I already trust you. He did a good job explaining the RECRE program and why GovGov has to be that reliable partner with you. That's one thing that he did. And he did that because he was talking about this great project focused on our limestone forests and all the excellent work that can be done. So this is a tough time, by the way. You know, constantly, it's almost like, I'll tell you, give you a little insight. For me, it's almost like every 15 minutes I find myself going on to all of the news to try and understand what the new developments and this roller coaster ride that all of us are taking together, as there's this very, very, very harsh disruption happening on what I feel are the important things that are affecting us at such a critical time. You know, the new leadership in the federal government got elected to be disruptors. But I think that people have underestimated the level of disruption that is occurring or will occur. And it's so important that people in academia and the world of nonprofits and state and local governments are able to focus and take account of all of the assets and the knowledge that we've been building so that we can have some stability and navigate through these times. And what I'm talking about is, if we look back at these last few years and take a look at the excellent types of research projects and innovation that have been occurring, even here at the University of Guam, at the Marine Lab, at the Guam Department of Agriculture, by the United States military funded projects, you'll see that we have developed a great source of research and action that we need to rely on as we kind of journey over these next few years. We're not sure where the funding priorities are going to be. I couldn't even tell you. On Friday, I did a proclamation recognizing National or International Meteorological Day. It's a tongue twister. I can even tell you whether or not our National Weather Service is going to be safeguarded here. Whether or not the resources that NOAA funds and provides us will be able to guide us through decision making. So I think that the call of action I would like to impress on you is we need to take a look at the assets that we have and the knowledge base that we have and the community and government actors and change agents that we have in order to come together and work together and navigate together. You know, we come from a tradition of navigation, right? And all of the knowledge base that our island people have had over thousands of years have meant that we've been able to survive so many things. Here on this island, we've always been at the forefront of calamity. We've been having to deal with natural disasters for millennia. We've had to deal with disruptions before, but we still survive because when times are tough, we can come together as a community and we feed off each other's strengths. You know, during a typhoon, not everybody knows how to forage or to figure out how to navigate and feed their family. Not everybody knows what resources are available, right? For a little bit period of time, we have to rely on ourselves before we get outside help. And so for what we're dealing with in these next few years, I'd say that I propose that we have a very good book of knowledge and action that we should be able to depend on so we can navigate and chart our course and continue making improvements. Just because certain funds may not be available the way that they were last year or so doesn't mean that the action that we can create is going to stop. In fact, we can take a look and figure out how we have expanded the number of experts and folks involved in these various professions so that we can go out and continue to do our work locally. I'm involved in an organization called the Local Islands 2030. It was an organization that I helped that I helped Guam found as a founding member that is meant to network among islands throughout the world to figure out how we can share our approaches to what we know is successful in dealing with the big challenges that we have. And on Guam, the challenges that we have, obviously, are all the environmental issues that we're dealing with, the watershed restoration, invasive species, making sure that we can figure out a better path to protect what we have. And what I'd say is that the local knowledge that we have and the local innovation is something that we should celebrate. Today and through the next few days, you're going to really get a chance to touch on, learn, and also share all the great innovations that are happening here in the island and in the region. And I hope that what you take away from this this conference, this unity that we are safeguarding and building upon, is some inspiration to continue on the work. There is a lot of work that needs to be done, and time is behind us. And I'll just close by saying that the existential threat that the entire Pacific is dealing with is sea level rise. There's no escaping it. But we can figure out what we can do locally to bring aid to people that we know need the help, but to empower ourselves to ensure our survival. And in many ways, this burden of providing for everybody, I know each of you gladly take upon this burden. Because together, when we take on these challenges, we're able to survive. And by the way, we're not in it just to survive, we're in it to thrive. And the best way that you can thrive is by utilizing, recognizing all the assets, especially in the knowledge base that we have, and to chart a course forward. Anne-Marie, Jimmy, the rest of the team, I'm excited to support you. There are ways that we're going to continue this support and to expand all the work that you have out here in Guam and throughout the islands. And I hope that you will be able to overcome all of this. I know a lot of people are a little frozen. People are being caught off guard with these unexpected challenges, and in some cases just a jolt to what they felt were stable places. And I want you to know that you have what it takes, you have that resilience in you already for us to not only survive and be able to navigate what's happening right now, but to come out on top. Doesn't mean that progress can't happen. In fact, normally what happens when you're given a big challenge, the best innovation comes out. And I think that's what is going to happen with this group here in Peru. We have a deal? I hope so. Thank you very much to Tåsi.
Thank you so much, Lieutenant Governor. Wise words. Before we get into our program, I just want to go a little bit over some announcements and logistics. So just as an overview for the week, we are having our poster session today. The posters will be in this room from 3:30 to 5 p.m. Tomorrow, we'll have our career fair also from, I believe, 3:30 to 5 p.m. But there's also going to be an organized mentor lunch. So if you're interested in being a mentor or for signing up for a table, go ahead and get in touch with me or Haldra here. Wednesday, as is tradition, we have all our wonderful field trips, as well as a workshop that's going to be offered in the afternoon. So that sign up is open. You can go to our website to sign up. I think a lot of the field trips still have room. Be sure to check out the information on the sign up sheets. All the field trips have a waiver affiliated with them. So make sure you sign that waiver so our gracious field trip hosts have coverage. We're also hosting a trivia night in honor of the conference at the Hare and Hound bar in Antigua Wednesday night. And then our kind of closing banquet will be at the Guam Museum on Thursday evening. But then we'll still have some more talks as well as a wonderful TEK, Traditional Ecological Knowledge session on Friday, as well as our awards and group photo. With that, I'd like to invite Dr. Haldra Rogers to the stage to introduce our plenaries. Give her a round of applause.